What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another vlog by yours truly, your local Geek Squad nerd, Josh. I hope you guys are having a great day and having a good week. It is Saturday. Wow, it's been another week. Lots of stuff has gone on for the world. Not so much for me, though. Just work and going home and 3D printing stuff and going back to work and going home and watching YouTube or some videos and then going back to work. That's my life in a nutshell. But let's see if I can make it a little bit more interesting than that when I explain it to you guys. So this last week we had a snowstorm that was supposed to be Snowmageddon 2026. But it was more like we had about 6 inches of snow, which is a lot for this area, I guess. It's not a lot to me. I'm from Utah. I've lived up in Washington State, up at the border to Canada. I've seen real snow, and this was not much in the way of snow, in my opinion. But it did slow business down to a crawl for a few days, and it did give us a chance to catch up on all of our funk checks in the store. So we are just about completely caught up. We would be caught up, except more stuff comes in every day. So anytime we're caught up, it's not long before we have more to do. I've done about 5 of them today, 5 funk checks. And got to see if I've got a customer. I don't think they're coming over here. Well, anyways, but it wasn't much of a snow, but my dogs sure loved it. All of a sudden, my dogs wanted to hang out outside as much as they could, when usually they don't even like to touch the grass for some reason, because they're prissy dogs. Prissy. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's what I used. Let's see. Man, my job, they've been harping on me about getting total sales. I've managed to get 1 this week. It's not easy being cheesy. Now, it's not easy getting total sales when you work the night shift, and for about 2 hours of the last of the shift, there's not really much in the way of customers. And then, like, the last 4 hours of the shift, the last 2 hours, there's little to no customers. And then the last 4 hours of the shift, there's just a couple of customers from like 6 to 9. Or even around 5:30 to 9, it's very few customers. So that leaves a good portion, a good chunk of my day without anyone to try and get total sales to. So my numbers are lower than everybody else's. Not everybody else's, but I'm second to the lowest in regards to my total sales, which is frustrating me because my not my coworkers, but my boss doesn't think I'm trying hard enough to make the sales. I'm always trying to make the total sales. I don't know why it's so difficult. I got to learn some tricks maybe. I don't like having to trick people into buying things though. I like to convince them that it's a good value, not convince them that it's a good value because we're going to tack something on or something. If you don't get it, it'll be more expensive. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. I just find it difficult to get those sales the way I would like. And they make it sound like my job could be on the line if I don't get enough total sales. And I'm doing my best. I'm putting my best foot forward with every customer. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyways, we'll move on from that topic. That's an unhappy topic for me. I feel like I'm doing my best, and it's just not good enough to the people that are in charge. What can I do other than keep going and keep trying? Which is what I'm going to do. Oh my gosh, man. You guys, I watched Star Trek, Starfleet Academy this week. And this is the week that Starfleet Academy really took a downward turn for me. And I'm one of a very few people, I guess, because I hated the episode. In the episode, spoiler alert if you don't want any spoilers, but they take the Klingons and turn them into a refugee race because their planet has been destroyed. All their planets, their entire empire has been destroyed. And now the Klingons are just down to like 8 houses left. Houses are the families. And just a couple of ships, couple dozen ships. And that was stupid. You're killing... I want to rage about it, but I don't want to rage about it at the same time. I want to pretend like it never happened in the story. That episode is just not canon to Star Trek. Because there's no way you can bring the Klingons back and make them a major play in Star Trek unless you jump another 1,000 years and their new home world is populated and they've rebuilt their empire. But they're not going to do another 1,000-year jump. This whole 900-year jump into the future for Star Trek from 900 years from like Star Trek Picard into the future. I just feel like they ruined Star Trek by going too far into the future. The big thing that made me love Star Trek was the idea that the technology in Star Trek could be real someday. And that has happened. Numerous pieces of technology in Star Trek have, in some form or another, become real-life things. But not when you jump 900 years in the future from where Star Trek currently was. The tech is so far advanced that it's now just magic. It's just magic now, pretty much. It's not even a sci-fi show. It's just magic. It's a fantasy now. That's my opinion. Star Trek Starfleet Academy sucks. Don't bother watching it. They also took the Klingon weapon of choice, the Batleth, and turned it into a bow and arrow. Apparently now, Klingon family weapons is a bow and arrow. Who knew the Klingons invented the bow and arrow just like humans? And it looks exactly like a human would make it. Whoa! What a coincidence. Stupid. Anyways, let's move on to our next topic, which is 3D printing. I printed out a couple of things. I printed out a Wolverine statue, and I printed out a dragon that used up most of my red silk filament, but, you know, it was a red dragon. Now I've got a gold, a bronze, a silver, a metallic blue, a white, and a red dragon. And then I got to do a black one, too. But I'm running out of space for dragons on the top of my bookshelf. But I'll figure it out. Oh, man. When it comes to... Oh, I'm also printing off a really big... I don't know how to describe to you just how big he's going to be. He's going to be bigger than this. He's going to be like... I don't know. He's going to be about 3 feet tall, I think, is my guess. I'm 3D printing a Bender from Futurama. He'll be the biggest thing I've printed yet, and definitely taken the most filament. Other than that, with 3D prints, not really much else been printing this week, because most of those prints have taken most of the week. On my PS Vita, give you guys my status update of the week, where I'm at. I finished the previous game I was playing, Ys Memories of Calcutta, or Celceta, and now I'm playing Ys Origins. This game is already frustrating me and kind of turning me off to it, but I'll still try and get through it. It's turning me off because, so far at least, there's no map. Anytime there's an object that you can interact with, there's no indicator, so I don't know if I just walk by something that I'm supposed to click on or tap on or select to move forward in the game, because there's no indicator when you near an object that it's an interactable object. So that's frustrating me, along with the lack of a map. But hopefully when I get a little bit farther into the game, it'll figure that stuff out. I beat Final Fantasy 13 for the second time, but I beat it like 12 years ago, and then I just beat it again on PC day before last night. So now I'm working on Final Fantasy 13-2, and then I'll move over to Final Fantasy Lightning Returns after that. Ryan, he got his monies, and we ordered some dinner, and somebody stole his dinner when it was being delivered. They just took it and acted like it was theirs, and stole our food. He was really upset about that, and I can't blame him, because that's messed up. I mean, especially when the guy doesn't get much money, you know? And if it's someone in our neighborhood that's poor just like us, well, why are you going to steal from another poor person? That's messed up. You know what it's like to go without, so you're going to take from someone who has very little too, just like you. Whether you knew or not, whether or not he was, poor or not, isn't the point. The point is you're taking something from somebody that doesn't have much, and that's just, you need to think about that when when people decide to steal from somebody else. Is it possible this person doesn't have much in the way of food or much in the way of money? And it's vile. It's not cool, especially in our little neighborhood where everyone living there clearly is on a budget of some sort. So, I don't know. Shady people are going to be shady. You can't really do much about it. But I ended up calling Domino's the next day, telling them what happened, and they made it right. They gave us they delivered the order again for us. So that was cool. And lastly, I wanted to talk about my weight loss for the month. I'm still at 350. I don't think I've lost much weight this month. I haven't really weighed myself at all. But I have one more appointment before I set up my bariatric surgery date. I'm a little worried about the bariatric surgery because I'm going to have to go without food for like a month. Solid food. I'm going to be grumpy and tired and lacking energy and still having to work. And yeah, I'm going to have to take about a week out of work in order to do the surgery, because they say 1 to 2 weeks recovery time, but I'm only going to be able to take a week. I definitely can't skip a whole paycheck, otherwise bills aren't going to get paid. And I'm worried about getting bills paid already. My electric bill for this month, $500 and something. My electric bill for last month, $400 and something. So my time of being able to spend some money and get some things that I want and just have fun with it is over. It's back to the expensive bills for most of the rest of the year. So that's why I bought so much filament while I could for the 3D printer, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get a supply of them down the road because I won't have the money, the income. But I'm going to have to figure out what to do about Christmas presents, because I still haven't been able to get those, and I am waiting for them, or waiting to get them ordered still, and I feel bad about that because just January has been a bit tough. In December, I was just doing 3D printed stuff in December, so I could wait until I have a little bit more money to get the things ordered that I want to order for my family. I know they're waiting for it, and I am sorry it's been delayed, but I will probably get it ordered in February sometime, I'm hoping. But don't worry, the gifts are going to come. It's just they're going to come in time, which is what it is. I put some real thought into what it is I wanted to get my brother and his wife, and I hope that it ends up being worth it when I finally get them. Well, you guys, that's pretty much all I had to talk about for this week. I don't really have a lot else to report. I do appreciate you guys watching. Oh, you know what? I was looking up Pogs the other day, and Pogs are really starting to go up in value. I mean, for just like 200 Pogs. And I'm back, you guys. I was basically just saying that Pogs are starting to become a little bit valuable now. Maybe in a couple years they'll go up more value. Maybe my Pog collection I've been holding on to for all these years will be worth something. Anyways, I'm going to end the vlog here. You guys keep being awesome. Stay warm, stay safe, and fight the power.